Hello friends, it's Julie and welcome back to Adopted Genealogy, where I have adopted my adopted family's genealogy. And today I'm going to do more of Swedish death cleaning through some of the memorabilia that I have found in the basement, and I thought we could go through it together. So I have a stack that's about this tall on my desk. And let's just go through and see what we can toss and what we can keep and talk about it. Because maybe you're going through the same thing, you're curious about getting rid of stuff or decluttering memories and stuff. Now, as a review, I don't have any children. My husband and I, we're nearing 50, so it's not going to happen. So there's nobody to pass our stuff on to. However, the stuff that's my family's, I can pass on. So I have this anniversary card. And this is from my husband. We don't exchange anniversary cards anymore because of this. What do you do with them afterwards? So I'm probably going to just put this aside to make it into one of my junk journals eventually. All right, another thing I have are autographed pictures. I have an autographed picture. I've got more of them. Paul Majors, Minnesota newscaster, and at one point my mother cleaned his house. And then I've got a couple school pictures, and I don't know. It's nice to see these again, but I don't know if I need to keep them. So I think this is I actually am gonna sell those. See if anybody wants them. This one I'm gonna keep. This is a notebook that my mother did, and it goes in here. It's Christmas 1988, and it tells all the things that she purchased for everyone for Christmas, and then there's some birthdays and the like. So I am definitely going to keep this. I might scan it in so that other people can look at it if they want. And then maybe include this in the memorabilia, just, even just the pages. It's kind of special. Maybe someone else in the family will want it. So I am actually going to see my family this fall, so I might bring it there and see if anybody else wants it. And if they don't, then, it's done. Because, after my siblings and I pass, the grandkids might not be interested in it. So this is from high school, from my school days, and it's a bunch of poems my friends and I did. I might email her and see if she wants copies of any of this. Otherwise, this is going to go. I don't need this this physical thing to remember my teenage years, but it was kind of fun to review it. This is when I worked in radio, we did holiday books, and this one was before I came. So I don't have anything in this one. So this one I'm going to sell or donate or throw. But the one that I have recipes and an interview and whatever with, I'm going to keep that one just to remember it. Now we're going back even farther to my grade school. This was, I've written a couple books, but this is my first book about the little black kitten, Blackjack. So this is my first time that I started writing. So, and then there's a few others, but most of this is blank. There's another story about horses, different stories. They're not really good writing. So I might just take out a couple of these stories, not needing to keep the whole notebook. Some of this paper is lovely. It's aged nice, so I think I could use that in junk journals. So I'm going to just keep the stories, one or two of the stories, and put them maybe in a folder or something, and I don't need this whole notebook, so just kind of downsize that. This is from college, I think from my floor. I think it was a birthday thing, and they signed the paper. There's only one person I've kept in contact with, so I think if I keep this, it's going to go in a junk journal because the back, I could probably fold it and use it like that, but I don't need to keep that. These pages I found in a book of Prose and Poetry of America many, many years ago, and this is not related to me at all, but I've kept these because I think they're special. And I think that at the time I didn't have any way of figuring out where these came from, but now with internet and other things, I think I might be able to zero in more on where these from. But this is basically a teacher who was teaching immigrants English, and it's some of their assignments. So there's a couple locations that they talk about. So I might go on one of those Facebook groups. I'm in one or two of them where they try to find the people, reunite the families with the items. So I'm going to see if any of these can go. So that will be kind of a fun thing. Blank notebook, but it's nice and yellow. So again, that could go for junk journals. I've got a couple CDs of photos, which I will keep. This is from India. It's just for my memory. It doesn't take much room. This is, my newspaper of when I graduated. I think I'll just cut out my graduation thing, or maybe copy it off and keep that in a keepsake book. I think I'm going to make my own notebook, like the ones that I showed you that I'm using with Family Tree notebooks, just to have a place for all of my stuff to go. Not that I'm expecting anyone to cherish it when I'm gone, but it's there, and it's more for me to have a place to keep my stuff. Music from the women's chorale when I was in college, and everybody signed it. I don't know. I think this was another junk journal thing. I think that would be nice, a way to keep it. Graduation announcement. Yeah. Some photos. The house I grew up in. And my dog, well, my dogs, and my horse. I will probably put those somewhere. I've got a recipe from my mom, handwritten, so I will keep that or give it to one of my sisters. Anyway, I started a newsletter with my nieces and nephews. There was 12 of them under like 12 years old or something, and it was called the Tumbles Time. Oh, it was before my mother passed away, because at first it was called the Grandma Gazette, and then it was called the Tumbles Times. So this is the only one I think I retained, and I'm going to keep this one. I have a title to my parents' one of their vehicles, so I don't need that. Some announcements from weddings, so those are going into genealogy. I've got a story. I'll look at it. If it's not interesting, I'll just throw it, because I've got so many ideas. You know, here's one of the last cards my dad gave me, so that will keep. Another announcement, Christmas card letter. I've got a business card from when I did Mary Kay. Another card, a poem I wrote about when my mother passed away. So it seems like I've got a lot of papers that I don't really want to cherish by themselves, but could be useful in junk journal. So maybe I will do a junk journal with a lot of that stuff in it. We'll see. Here's another packet of photos, and I have thrown away most of the photos in there. I did keep a few of some people, which I will put in my photo box, which is back there. And these negatives, that's what it came in. I'm not going to keep them. So that goes in the garbage. Another of my mom's recipe. My niece's graduation announcements. Envelopes. This was a treasure to find. This is why I like to go through stuff, because I'm finding stuff that really means something among all the chaff, all the stuff that's junk, you know. Or not junk, but just not as precious. This may not look like much, but when my dad, he had pancreatic cancer in his last few months, we sat down and went through some photos, and I videoed it somewhere. There's a video of it, which I'm going to have to find now. And I wrote notes about the photos and who was in it. So these are my notes. I didn't know where they were, so this is going to stay in my office. And I will be able to find those photos, match them up with who they are now. Yeah, so this is a treasure. I've got some more photos. These are mine, and most of these are going to be redistributed to other people that are in the photos. Like I explained before about my previous ones finding all those photos. I don't need to keep them all anymore, and I don't need them for the memories. I just need to send them off to a new home. And another poem, some more photos, and my baby book. I have to keep this because my mother wrote so many neat things. Here's my first photo. And she just wrote some lovely things. I was adopted from Korea, like I mentioned. And here's when I was adopted. So this is just a wonderful thing that I'm going to keep. And I know that after I'm gone, nobody will probably care about it, but I do. Now, this is funny. These 3 pages are about some of the only scrapbooking pages I ever completed when scrapbooking was really popular. So I'm probably going to take them apart if I want to keep any of these, or scan them in, because I don't have a scrapbook. So I probably will, I think I'll scan these in and then just keep the digital copy, and I don't need this. That's what I'll do. And then I found a Globe Theatre bag that we had gotten when we were in England, which I had carefully put in the bag inside out so this wouldn't get damaged. And I'm like, well, it's not doing any good in a box where, it could be water damage at some point, or, what if we get a fire, and then having that bag means nothing. So it's like, just get it out and use it. It doesn't matter or not, just use it. So that's what I'm going to do. Knitting chart keeper. I don't know if I'm going to keep that or not. We got a couple of designs for knitting patterns because I've done that. A couple of sketchbooks. There's some of my early sketches, which again I think I might use in some junk journals. And because it's nice paper, I might keep a couple. This is, childish drawings. At one point I wanted to be an art major. More drawings. Can you tell I liked horses? Yeah. Yeah. We're all from the side, because that's how I knew how to draw horses. Oh, I spoke too soon. Anyway. Yeah, I think I'll... Oh, and there's some nice, lovely yellow paper. So that is about it. There's only a few things that I'm actually going to keep as they are and add them to the collection of mementos from the family. The rest are either going to be sold, made into journals if I want to keep them, or thrown away. So it's you might think it's kind of harsh to get rid of so much, but at this point in my life, nearing 50, a few years shy of 50, I probably only have maybe 20 years left on average a lifespan for people who have all of the chronic diseases and stuff that I do. We have a shorter lifespan, so I'm just being realistic about what I can do, and do it now while I have the energy and the ability to think through it. And because maybe 10 years down the road I won't be able to. So it's good to do it now, get it all organized, labeled, and all that, a little bit at a time. So let me know what you're thinking. Are you doing this too? Are you thinking about it? And let me know how that's going, if you are, or where you are on the journey. So thank you so much for watching. Have a joyful day. Goodbye.